Hello, and welcome to this interview with a special guest, Mary Kupczyk Minio. Miss Minio lived in China for an extended period of time and knows about the dangers of the pollutions. Miss Minio will be talking about the physical appearance of China. Can you describe the air quality in China?
The air quality in China compared to the United States was extremely difficult being an American. The smells in the city were filled with cars and food cooking, and because of the sanitary conditions you could also pick up the odor of fecal matter. It was extremely difficult. I have allergies to breathe in the country and to be able to really feel comfortable walking the streets. The people of China sometimes wore masks, sometimes didn't, but the air quality itself, for me, was extremely difficult and would make it very difficult for me to desire, certainly to go back to the cities that I was in, such as Changsha or Yuyang. When we were in Yuyang, there was a drug war going on, so we didn't stay in the city very long. There was a group that followed us, who we met up with in Guangzhou many days later, who got stuck in Yuyang and came back to the hotel with upper respiratory infections and couldn't talk. The air quality and the pollution in the country that I experienced was way beyond anything that I had seen here in the States.
Can you describe the physical environment of any city in China?
Our group had to land up in Guangzhou, where the U.S. Embassy was. I found that city to be a series of contrasts. There was the area that they devoted to the tourists, which was extremely well built up and had, very fancy 4-star hotels in it. When you traveled outside of that area, you found extreme poverty and extreme filth and just conditions that we would never, ever experience here in the States. We took some time and went into the shopping area of Guangzhou, which was crowded stalls of people shopping, selling food, selling meat, selling fish, all outdoors in extreme heat and temperatures. It was hard to imagine existing in this culture, or certainly this environment, being an American.
Can you compare Yuyang to New York City?
We stayed for 2 days in the city of Yuyang, which is on the Yangtze River. It was very difficult to walk around the city, the little bit that we did. People were crowded on the streets. The streets were very narrow. There were extreme congestion with vehicles. The car admissions were overwhelming. Certainly, to having come out of New York City, it wasn't even anything like New York City. The traffic patterns and the congestion was more than you would experience in New York City, and this wasn't even one of China's major cities. While it was on the Yangtze River, which is supposed to be one of the largest commercial rivers in China, the city itself seemed impoverished, with huge apartment buildings, you could just tell by the laundry hanging out the windows how many people were living in these apartment buildings. I don't feel that the city itself could handle the population of the city without it causing huge environmental and economic strains.